Here are the 10 things which I wish I knew when I started as cloud engineer a few years back. First and foremost, always start learning the cloud and playing with it from the CLI, which is command line interface instead of the console. It's very easy to fall into the trap of using the console click ops and provisioning your resources through clicking here and there, selecting the options, checkboxes, and then watching the resource getting provisioned. But when you use CLI, you have to type the commands, or even if you copy paste, you really learn what are the different switches, what are the different arguments, and how you are getting authenticated and authorized to the cloud. So there are the benefits of using CLI are multifaceted. When you use CLI with any cloud provider like AWS or Azure or any other, you would also get to learn as how you can automate the task through CLI, whether you will be putting it in the shell script or even in the PowerShell. There are various options for the various cloud providers. And then there are various commands which you can repetitively use through the CLI. You cannot really repeat the provisioning or any other cloud operation when you do it through the console. Second thing which I wish I knew is to learn YAML and JSON. I did learn it down the road as I experimented with different technologies, but I cannot stress it enough that if you learn and if you know YAML and JSON from the onset, from the start, it is going to make your life way easier because both of these languages or script rotations are used in various technologies in the cloud or its auxiliary technologies. For example, you if you're managing Kubernetes, it is learning YAML is a must. If you are using infrastructure code, then for example, whether it's CloudFormation, Terraform, or any other related technology, learning YAML and JSON is priceless. And then there are various other tools in DevOps where both of these are being used. So if you learn them from the start, you will be gold. Third thing is that before jumping straight into the technical side of things and start provisioning and using and managing cloud technologies, just take a step back and understand what sort of a well architected framework your cloud provider offers. Every cloud provider has some sort of design principle on the basis of you should be managing your cloud and running day-to-day operations. For example, when it comes to AWS, they have six pillars which make up this well architected framework. They include operational excellence, security, reliability, performance efficiency, cost optimization, and sustainability. So just not really cram them, but understand in true sense what exactly each of this pillar means. For example, if you are building any cloud solution, you should keep in mind how you can make it most cost optimized. Is this solution more sustainable? And then how are you using any infrastructure as code? Is security part of this solution? And so on and so forth. So really dive into the documentation of this well architected framework and learn the practices around it. Infrastructure as code or IAC is a must. Don't compromise it. It it is very easy again to fall into the trap of console and instead of provisioning and managing the resources through the console, don't do it. From the start, try to provision the resources through code. Whether it is Terraform or CloudFormation or any other tool, doesn't matter. But as long as you're provisioning the resources through and through the infrastructure as code tooling and managing them throughout the life cycle, you should be okay. This will not only improve the efficiency and reliability of your whole infrastructure, it will also make your life easier and help you standardizing everything in the cloud. Make automation a habit. Again, this basically means that you should be learning at least one scripting language, whether it is Python, Node.js, or any other, but you should try to automate as much as possible in the cloud, which include day-to-day tasks, any cloud reporting, if you are reporting on your tagging, if you're reporting on your configuration, if you are reporting from the perspective of cost optimization, whether it is being through locally hosted scripts or whether it is through serverless functions such as AWS Lambdas, you should um, make sure that you automate those tasks through some scripts. So learning a scripting language is a must. You should kiss that hard task first and you should take it on head on. Whether you are from networking background or not, if you want to be successful in the cloud as a cloud engineer, you must be aware of networking concept. And when I say networking concept, you shouldn't really be striving to become a top-notch networking guru, but just you should at least know what exactly is a virtual cloud, what is subnetting, how routing works, what is DNS, what are different sort of gateways available in the cloud, how the egress and ingress traffic works, what is a firewall, what is the OSI model, what are its layer, what works on layer 7, what works on layer 4, and then what are the different protocols like TCP, UDP, which works on which layer, how does the HTTP work, what is the difference between HTTP, HTTPS, what is CIDR, IPv4, IPv6, these sort of things. As long as you are comfortable with these concepts, it will be very easy for you to not only provision the resources, implement the whole cloud solution, but also to implement security, and you will have a firmer grip on your cloud sprawl. B- Security is must. Security should be the cornerstone of everything you do, from not only designing your cloud, architecting it, but also implementing it in your day-to-day operations. When it comes to cloud security, it is a huge thing, and most likely you'll be working with your cybersecurity team to implement it. But as a cloud engineer, still your responsibility is huge. Not only you're responsible for cloud infrastructure security, but also you should be providing support for the cloud application security. Remember that security of the cloud is responsibility of the cloud provider, but still whatever is running within the cloud is your responsibility from security wise. So you should be making sure that you understand the security concepts, you understand what exactly is meant by cloud security posture, how you will be installing and updating and managing the cloud antivirus for your VMs, and then how you are proactively putting in the guardrails, what is your auditing and logging strategy, how you are implementing the SOC, and then there are various tools which are related to the application security, which range from software composition analysis to the software static application static testing and dynamic application security, and then there are various others. So you should be aware of these concepts so that whenever some security audit happens or security team wants your help, you should be able to speak their language. And then maybe you would also be working as part of the DR team to implement the disaster recovery scenarios within the cloud. Document everything. This is still valid as it was on-prem. So whatever you do, make sure you're documenting it because this will be priceless when it comes to the future maintenance of your cloud resources. And you can use different tools for it. If you have something like document management system, that would be great. But if not, then you could use simple um, spreadsheets for it to document whatever you are doing. And then this is one thing I have seen that a cult has been developed around some people who love cloud and then some people who love on-prem. So, but in most of the organization, it is still mix and mash of both. We still have on-prem and then we still have cloud. And even if you go into the cloud 100%, still you have to deal with on-prem flavor within the cloud on the VM. So don't hate on-prem, don't really avoid it. For example, you still would have many legacy softwares and legacy databases which would be running in your on-prem, and you have just done the rehosting of them and lift and shift, which we say, just go lifting from the on-prem and just putting it or dumping it on your virtual machines, or in case of AWS EC2. So you would still be managing those software and those application just like you were doing it on-prem. Yes, still there would be advantages of cloud, but many things would be similar. So don't just ditch your learnings from on-prem, bring them to the cloud and improvise them and improve them and sort of evolve them within the cloud. Communication forms a part of your self concept, and it definitely helps you understand yourself and others. You would be solving problems for your end users, and in any enterprise you would meet users from both ends of the spectrum. There will be some users who will be adept in the cloud, working in IoT, serverless, RPA, and various other things, but then there will be some users who will be noobs, very new to the cloud, and you would need to handhold them. So you need to make your communication crystal clear, spot on, so that not only you will be upskilling and training the users, but you would also be coordinating and listening between different stakeholders. You'll be learning new things and eventually building your own career. So as I have said earlier in my another video, that cloud engineer role is an overarching role. It encompasses various facets of your organizations, and then still the definition, the job responsibility, the job role of cloud engineer is quite broad and deep, and it is still evolving. So try to remain on top of your game, keep learning, keep evolving. If you have any questions, any feedback, then please feel free to put them in the comments. I hope this helped you. Thank you very much. Bye.